Hi, this is part two um, on our updates after moving and after death in the family. And hope you already watched my little 5 minute video that began the series. It's at least two parts. I may break it down into a third part. Depends on what I remember to say right now. Um, so the main thing I wanted to continue with was that when I did come back after the death of my family member, since I had Kato with me, it was comforting to have her, sleeping on my bed and, just knowing that she was there. But both of us were still really having trouble sleeping. I had to be really careful to play with her a lot before going to bed. And I had to make sure that I fed her a regular schedule. She had to have a late bedtime supper. So, she has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and supper. She wants 4 meals a day, but they're very tiny. But she was not sleeping through the night. I was getting like sometimes just 4 hours of sleep, maybe four and a half. But I never got more than 5.5 hours in one night before she would wake me up and meow and carry on. And I would have to get up and put her outside the bedroom, and she still would cry. And so I got like a door stopper thing to try to make it a little quieter. That helped a little bit, but she has a very high pitched squeak, squeal. Sometimes I would throw her bed out in front of the door so she couldn't scratch the door, and it was a mess. I was a mess, and I was losing my mind. I hope I've recovered. Anyway, so now, um, after setting an alarm, and if she ever woke up and started crying, I would just say, "Wait for the alarm," and I had to teach her what that meant. Just day after day, I would just show her, "See, this is the alarm. Now I'm going to get out of bed." So I kind of just would do this little morning routine. And, if you really stick to it, just try not to get out of bed. And if you do get out of bed to go to the bathroom or anything like that, just go right back to bed. Stick to your guns because it does work. I think after about 5 days, maybe it was six, she finally got the idea and she would stay in bed. Then we would have like another little alarm as to when her breakfast was. But often we would go outside because it was so hot. We had to just jump out the door and get that walk in before the temperatures really climb. I'm not very heat tolerant, so anything like over 82, and I would just skip the walk, no walking. But yeah, we went out there. She got used to the idea that I was going to take care of her, that I was going to do everything for her and that it would be at the same time every day. Well, now we have another little trick because of the fallback that's coming up. Every day I change our alarm for everything that we do. I used to have a wake up alarm. Now I don't have to do that anymore. She goes before bed before I do. She's waiting for me to get through my bedtime routine. She she will just wait for me to wake up, even if she's sometimes I can tell she's kind of awake and I'm waking up. And as soon as she hears my breathing change, she might jump out of bed. She might jump out into the window to look outside, but she's always quiet until I get out of bed. And so she's really gotten used to this. And even if she does cry at me a little bit, usually because I'm coming out to make um, tea and coffee and stuff like that. Now, because it's cooler in the morning and we don't have to go out early. In fact, sometimes it's a couple of days here. It's been like 3 days. It's been too cold to go out. Or at least I thought it was going to be too cold for her because that's how she was as a kitten. So I just go back to bed with my tea. Um, and she actually is more snuggly now that I'm doing that. realizes that I'm gonna sit still for a while, maybe I'm gonna try to meditate, whatever, and she's coming up and being affectionate where before, she kind of after being a kitten, she quit climbing up into my arms. And with all the changes of moving and having me leave for 3 weeks. So, you go through these adjustments, just do things make changes gradually if you can, but stick to your guns and you will have a cat that's sleeping through the night. I get 8 hours of rest. I almost always sleep 7 to 7.5 hours. This hasn't happened for years. She is really, really good for me because I've been a very bad insomnia for years and years and years. And of course, I put on a soundscape, and I used to take the laptop, into the bedroom every night, and then I'd have to plug it in, and I was too tired for that. But now I just leave it out in the living room. Um, I try not to have anything electronic in the bedroom with me. Everything seems to be working so much better, but it takes having her and myself on a very strict schedule, but it really pays off because I'm getting a lot more rest. So let's see, the other thing. Oh, yeah, my health took a dive because of the really hot summer. I didn't see more than 1 or 2 days over 100, but it was like over 90 every day. It was crazy. And with high humidity, no can do. So one day I ended up going to urgent care, and I had just been drinking like electrolytes and lots of water, and I hadn't had breakfast yet, but I went shopping with a family member. I used to help bring in the groceries every time I shopped with them. All of a sudden, I took in a few groceries and I just couldn't continue. So I went to urgent care. Well, they really didn't find anything, but I saw later with the markers, if you really study diligently, you can kind of break it down to there are some markers that indicate at least prior dehydration. And apparently, I had just come back from being dehydrated overnight, probably, and for days. Also, I had been taking calcium citrate every day, and you can't do that. I was taking half a dose because I didn't need the effect that some people use it for. I didn't really realize that that's what people use for constipation or something like that, but I was just using half a dose. Well, you still can't do it every day. Do not take calcium citrate every day unless you're under special doctor orders to do so. But it caused somehow it did cause dehydration. Also, it caused dependency. So I'm just now kind of breaking away from dependency on that. And it's really a process. So be careful when you're taking something new, study it out, see what the side effects are going to be. And like I only have like 1 or 2 well, I have one medication. Uh, so, but if I ever added another medication, I would be sure to research. Your doctor should know, but sometimes they don't always look at your chart before you see them. And then you're talking about how you've had changes and they add another medication. So just be your own advocate and study. The doctor that saw me said that there was nothing wrong with me, that he didn't even see any dehydration. He checked me for iron. Uh, but there was an indication that, my iron was coming back up from having been down, which I didn't even know when you compare, all your charts over a period of time. Anyway, so I'm doing wonderful right now, and that's probably why I'm feeling like I want to actually post and talk to people and share, my pet and enthusiasm about the pet. But what I would like to do is find other people that really love cats that are aging or retiring uh, or already retired, and you want to talk with like-minded people who are trying to find ways to age gracefully. You can see that I have done something fun with my hair today. It's just different. Um, I don't go out for a lot of makeup because here in the deep South, I just sweat. I don't want to spend a lot of money for, waterproof or whatever. I don't want to go through that. My eyes are sensitive. I've got dry eye syndrome. So everything that touches my eyes bothers me. So you're not going to see me with much more than lipstick on. So anyway, oh, also about the keto. I was on keto, and I think the stream is getting a little bit longer, and I want to talk about diet. I have gained weight, and that's what I'm talking about. This is reality. I've gained weight, and I'm going through a lot of changes because, well, life happened. So I'll just end the stream for now and then create another little post, and you can watch it at your leisure. So please have a good Monday. Do whatever you can, take your Sunday evening and just go through a routine. Give yourself a chance. Break away for I know we hate to go back to Monday sometimes, so we tend to want to put it off by watching TV really late. I would recommend, that you just create yourself a really soothing, relaxing uh, nighttime routine. So good luck with that. Maybe put on like a soundscape, and a shout out to the sleepy guy and the wild ocean. You'll see me make a comment there sometimes, not under the same name here. But yeah, good luck with your Monday. And if you're retired, happy Monday. Talk to you soon.